My name is Jenny Boese, and I'm the Vice President of External Relations and Member Advocacy at the Wisconsin Hospital Association. And I'm happy to be with you today to talk about how to turn the RAC and MAC frustration that we're all feeling into advocacy with Congress. So that's what my focus is going to be today. I'll give you just a little background on my role at WHA. I'm primarily responsible for helping our hospitals and their employees, et cetera, understand what's going on in the legislative arena. So what issues are happening, and then how they can be effective in talking with their state legislators or their members of Congress on those issues. So a little brief overview of what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you a little intro into the Wisconsin Hospital Association. I'll look at some RAC track statistics, and we'll talk about what that means, what RAC track is, across the country as well as in Region B, and a few Wisconsin-specific RAC track statistics, so you can see what this program provides each state in terms of data. And then we'll move into the bulk of the program, which is going to be how to effectively advocate on behalf of your hospital when dealing with the Congress about the RAC program, but you can also use all of these tips and tools for dealing with any type of hospital issue as well. So who is WHA? Well, our mission is advocating for the ability of our members to lead in the provision of high-quality, affordable, and accessible health care services resulting in healthier Wisconsin communities. So as you can see, the first word there for WHA is advocating. So we pride ourselves on being an aggressive advocacy organization, and we make no apologies for being aggressive in how we engage in the legislative arena, both at the state level and then as well as with our members of Congress. So we are a voluntary membership association. We have about 140 hospitals who are almost all members of our association. So we have one hospital in the state that is not a member, and those hospitals are from acute care hospitals to rehab hospitals, veterans hospitals, et cetera. So they all belong to our association. We do have a board of directors, and we have multiple councils and task forces that help inform our direction and our policy-making decisions. And then we also have issue experts on staff, and those are in any of the following items that I list there. So we're certainly aggressive in our government relations, but we have great expertise in the legal and regulatory side, hospital financing, quality, healthcare workforce, and communications. And because we're talking about advocacy and how WHA advocates for our hospitals, I thought I would talk just very briefly about what we mean by that. So that will kind of inform the rest of our presentation today about how your state associations can advocate for you or what WHA does, and then kind of how you can feed into that and be the most effective when you're talking on issues as well. So WHA, we advocate in both Madison and DC, and we also keep a policy and key decision makers, so not just elected officials, but agency officials or other stakeholders across our state. We keep them informed and educated about issues. We certainly want to stay on top of legislation, but also regulations and trends. We kind of have a very broad focus of what we consider advocacy. We also help our hospitals navigate the legal and regulatory issues, as well as we view the courtroom and what's happening in the legal side of things as something that we need to be very attuned to as well, because decisions are happening in our courts that do affect how hospitals and healthcare systems can operate, and it affects how we deliver care. So we are engaged at that level as well, with whether that be filing an amicus brief, et cetera. We also work very diligently at mobilizing the hospital quote-unquote voice and engaging our allies to influence public policy decisions as well. That's one of the main things that I do for WHA is our advocacy effort. So how do we educate and train and get our the hospital voice out there? And then certainly we speak on behalf of our members with the media, and so we view that as an advocacy tool as well. So I'll move into what RAC Track is. You may have heard of this. It was created by the American Hospital Association, and it is a free web-based survey for hospitals. Now, as the RAC program was going from the demonstration into the rollout nationwide, the American Hospital Association, I think rightfully so, was concerned that they would not have an understanding of what was happening across the country with